Yeah, I mean the climb in between is really hard. So yeah, whatever can happen. Huh? I mean, but yeah, just have to see how the start will be. Probably will be crucial. What kind of breakaway goes out. Yeah, I mean, on the paper normally should be more quiet today, tomorrow for a GC, and then going into the finals.
Was yesterday actually, Primoz, was yesterday actually perfect for you, getting so close, but without the hassle of the jersey?
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, it's hard to have completely the influence of the outcomes, you know, especially on the others. I mean, sometimes you gain more, sometimes you lose, you know. So I mean, I take it always as it is. Huh? I mean, and so far it really goes good for us, and yeah. We do our best for the next days.
How's your back?
Today, a very different scenario. Is it something you are looking forward, just to have someone else having the responsibility in the day?
Yeah, I guess so. But today's tricky. It's not like a done deal that it's going to be a sprint day. And I think this climb in the middle is actually, I mean, it's super hard. So I'll be curious to see how it all plays out. I hope it stays dry for a little bit longer than the first hour.
How exciting is it, this race? I mean, with only 5 seconds leading this general classification, it's amazing, at least for us to watch it.
Yeah, it's tight. I think it's tight also for the podium, the top 5. I mean, it's really, there's not a huge amount of gap between each of us. So yeah, it's going to be real close going into Saturday.
Also, we have today as the start line 3 Australians leading the different classification. Is it something really important? Do you think you are going to make like the covers, the headlines in Australia too?
I doubt it will cover headline Australian news, but it's pretty sweet to see for the Aussie cycling community. You know, I think it starts to show the depth in which Aussie cycling has always shown, and we can just be proud of how we go about it.
Thank you.
And Ben, tell me in your own words what actually happened yesterday after the stage.
After the stage, as I said, I descended thinking that the presentation was at the bottom, and I was under I had absolutely no idea it was up there. So yeah.
Was the visibility so bad that you didn't see you passing it?
I just had absolutely zero idea it was there to the right. You don't see it anyway when you're coming down. It was full fog, and then yeah, I honestly just had no idea.
Do you think the fine is fair then?
Not really, because I didn't. It's not like I deliberately skipped it or chose to miss it, because I still came back up. But they deal it out as they do, so I can't really say anything else about it, to be fair.
Ben, did you think you'd be in this jersey today?
Yeah, but I actually would have definitely liked more seconds to my back. Yeah. So a bit of a shame, because I think actually in the end I didn't do that bad of a ride on Covadonga. I think in the end everyone in front did some very, very good riding.
We're all trying to wrap our heads around Primoz Roglic, trying to understand him. Do you understand him, and what's he like? Do you have many words with him in the peloton?
Primoz, I guess his demeanour in general comes around laid back, but I think he's pretty ruthless in how he goes about things, and he's very well aware of what his strengths are. I think he does a really good job of limiting the days when it's not exactly in his ballpark.
Do you think he was at his strongest yesterday?
No, but he was at his strongest for some of the other stages, and he made it count.
Just one, Ben. There's some bonus seconds today, and there will be the next couple of days. Will you, I mean, if the group's together, will you sort of have a sniff around?
For the bonus seconds? I mean, if I'm going to go to a head-to-head sprint with Primoz, you know who's going to win. So it's not like I'm going to be sneakily getting away with them. But if they're there to take, I'll try. But yeah.
You might not know about them.
Maybe not. You never know.
Sepp, what's the atmosphere like today in Visma Lease bike? Starting one man down and without Wout van Aert in that crash yesterday.
Yeah, we're certainly going to miss him. Yeah, it was hard to see him there on the side of the road. Already stopped with the car. Yeah, and yesterday just kind of had to try and refocus and finish off the stage as best as we could. But yeah, today you notice it a bit more that the lack of him in the team, and yeah, it's really too bad.
What now? I mean, that's, he had the green, he had the points jersey, the mountains jersey, 3-stage wins. I mean, that was an important leader to lose in the team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, he's obviously irreplaceable, especially what he's already achieved in the race and what there was still left for him to go for, as well as the team. He always gave us a really good focus for pretty much every stage. So without him, that changes things. But no, we're still super motivated and want to give it our best with the guys that we have left.
And you were doing so yesterday. How do you make how everything shaked out yesterday?
Yeah, I think a bit like I expected. I knew that maybe some team would try and put a hard pace on the second to last climb, because it's a hard enough climb that if you do something, you never know what happens behind, and you can make a difference there. And then the last climb to Lagos was it's always a super tough climb, pretty long, and in the end with all the short little downhills, the differences were fairly minimal.
So just that bend where Wout fell, did you remember it from 2021, and did it seem dangerous to you yesterday?
Yeah, in 21, I know they crashed behind. I had already passed through when they crashed, and then I didn't remember exactly the corner. In the peloton, we were going really cautiously down the whole descent. But for sure in the break they had more reason to race down that descent, and it's no one's fault or anything. Just these kind of roads, it's always changing conditions, always a bit wet, a bit dry, a bit in between, and you never know when you might slide.
Those sort of, we see the fluorescent signs now sometimes saying extra caution needed, and they've increased in number. There maybe aren't as many as you would like, but do they really help?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think in a lot of this race, especially the signaling has been really good, and in everything helps, especially on a lot of these smaller, tricky roads. I mean, they're really interesting and nice to race on, but you also have to have the right warnings and stuff in place. So I think the organization does a good job with that, and it's hard to say, like, you can't mark every corner, you can't it's in the end, you sometimes you just have to be lucky and be in the right place at the right time.
Jack, everybody's tired in this Vuelta España. We just came off 2 scary, steep stages, despite having a rest day between them. What's your war story from yesterday?
Well, I managed to find myself in the breakaway twice. It just didn't happen to be the breakaway that stayed away. And I invested a lot of energy there at the beginning, and then when AG2R sort of took it up pretty aggressively in the middle of the stage on the first sort of steep categorized climb, it started to get quite hard quite quickly. And then over the middle of the 3 categorized climbs, the fast downhill is a bit technical and a bit slippery, and it was a bit scary trying to come back to the group in the front because I'd got distance on the climb. So that wasn't quite that enjoyable. And then also obviously seeing Wout van Aert in the back of the team car as it went past was quite a sad moment. And then, Lagos de Covadonga I know quite well, and in the end I just paced myself up the climb. I didn't even try to stay with the guys. I was so tired.
That's pretty bad news to see Van Aert abandon 3-stage wins in this race, the mountains and points jersey. Were the roads that tricky out there, or is it just a matter of being safe in the right moments and avoiding those little slick spots?
The roads were super tricky in this downhill, and particularly that corner. I think I saw someone said that in 2021, Vlasov also crashed in this exactly the same corner. So I don't know what it was about that corner, but obviously it seems to catch quite a few people out. And I feel super bad for Wout because he finally seemed to be finding his legs again. He was, like you said, points jersey, sprint jersey, going for world championships, and to have him sort of crash out, I feel for him a lot.
What is it about this tenacity of Ben O'Connor?
I'm impressed by Ben actually so far. He's Good leader, I think, of the race, and he's really fought to hold on. I was kind of a little bit surprised yesterday to see how hard AG2R paced all the day, because there was no one in GC in the breakaway, and they really took the race by the scruff of the neck and tried something. So, no, it's been good.
Jack, a bit of a rest day today, or what happens?
Mate, I just hope it's not raining too much, to be honest, and then if it's hard, it doesn't really change anything, because every day's been hard, so I just hope it stays dry.
Well, you can sprint, you can climb. I don't know, do you give it a shot today in the sprint, or do you save yourself for Friday and Saturday stages?
Yeah, we will see what the race situation will look like. But as you said, there is several scenarios possible with sprint or breakaway. I will try to win the stage, that's for sure.
It'd be sweeter to win ahead of Wout van Aert if he was here. What are your thoughts on his absence and what happened?
Well, it shows once again that cycling is cruel, and it can go really, really quick from being one of the strongest riders in the race to being forced to abandon. And also today in the wet descents, you always got to be aware that there is a certain risk riding with you, and you always have to judge, is it worth taking the risk? But sometimes there is nothing you can do, and you're just struck by bad luck and you go down, you fall in an unfortunate way, and it's over.
Pavel, it's been a long time since, was it Sevilla? It's where you won, right? It's been a long time since then. How are you getting through this Vuelta España?
For sure, I had some tough days. It was the hardest Grand Tour I done so far. So, but I heard also from other guys that it's been a really tough battle. So I mean, I had always my teammates around me in the mountains when I was struggling. So we never issue with the time limit. So really happy so far.
Are you a bit disappointed you don't have Wout van Aert here to beat again?
Yeah, I mean, it's a real pity. I hope he recovers well and can come back to racing in full strength, because it could have been a nice battle today, and it was quite shit to see him leave yesterday.
Riley, how are you getting through? And you're looking forward to today. It's one of those stages that really suits you and Corbin Strong.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Great. So, but yeah, pretty tired. I think along with everyone else, feeling the fatigue. But yeah, today looks quite interesting. I think for Corbin and I, especially for Corbin with how strong he's been riding. So yeah, we'll see what the legs have, what's left in them, and give it a go.
What is your job?
Well, we haven't had our team meeting yet. I'll probably find out in a bit, but I assume being careful in the start, making sure no big moves go, because I'm sure like Asgreen or Campenarts, where they don't have a whole lot of cards to play, they might want to make it a little exciting. So maybe following something along there, and then when it comes to the finish, seeing where we are and help them out in the sprint. So,
have you been motivated by first Mike Wood's victory, and then just the way the team's been riding with Riccitello yesterday in the Escape? What's that do for you?
No, it's been super exciting to see, because I feel like I'm getting my butt kicked here, but I've had some small bits of hope and some moments where I've been able to see the legs and get up the road a bit. And I've been rooming with Marco Frigo, and he's just been on a tear all race long, and hopefully it's kind of rubbing off on me a little bit. So I think like this last week or so, I've been like finding my legs a bit and finding my head there too, because he's a good motivation to have.
How hard was that yesterday, Lagos de Covadonga?
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly. I mean, just from the start, we went full gas. The first categorized climb we went up, the group was already splitting. They went full race pace from the gun, and I think was it the second to last climb? It was a massive split already. Immediately you could just tell the intention of the peloton. How I'd say it was like 30-40 guys that kept going, and then just like the gruppetto, or I'd say the peloton formed. Like it was a massive group up and over there, and it was crazy. You could see the fatigue come, and everyone knew that big climb was coming. So we're like, okay, let's finally take a breather here.
Welcomed breather.
Yeah. Still had to go up it though.
Okay, then you've really embraced this green jersey, full on green today. but to get it the way you got it, what are your feelings on that and Wout van Aert and his abandon yesterday?
Yeah, of course, it's a strange situation to be in, but it's happened a few times before, unfortunately, and it's also good to see that Wout has no fractures, I believe, in the knee, so that's also positive. Hopefully he can have a quick recovery, but it was always a goal to come here and fight for the green jersey, and yeah, when he was already in the race, the goal to remain second was also important to us in case of a scenario like this.
What about the sprint today and the last opportunity, I think? What can you tell us? It comes in there, a final K, takes that left-hand turn. What more is there to it?
Yeah, the final itself is relatively straightforward, I think. It's quite technical, obviously, going through the city. But then on the boulevard, yeah, there's a few narrowings, and that's actually, about it. I think the most difficult part today will be the beginning and controlling the correct composition of the breakaway.
A lot of people tune in and they see those final meters, the final kilometer, the sprint team leading out, playing cart and such, but there's a lot of work that goes into that all throughout the stage. So what does the team have to do to make sure it ends in a sprint for you?
Yeah, I mean, the beginning is obviously incredibly important. Like I say, to get the right composition of the breakaway. So, yeah, I have 8 guys here, all dedicated. Well, seven other guys here dedicated to me, and they really need to control the start and survive the climbs to bring everything back at the finish.
After the work's done today, are you going to really focus and watch this GC battle, because Ben O'Connor is giving it a go? He's trying to hold on. What do you make of everything?
Yeah, I think we won't see today and tomorrow. I assume the GC remains, and then, in my opinion, I think 19 will be a breakaway day. But it depends how I think that's the last day for the favourites to really shake things up, and then stage 20 is always a war.
Good morning. How big is this opportunity for you today, and is it the last?
Yeah, we all know that Wout van Aert is out of the race, unfortunately, and hope he will be good. But yeah, we will see if maybe the other sprinter teams will control it today, and I think that 70–80% will be like this, because it's also the last chance for the sprinters today to get in a back sprint, I think. And if it comes to a bind sprint, I will do my best there, but for sure a bigger break can also go. So I will take a look in the start, and we will see how it will be, who will control, and then we can do more of a tactical plan after.
You mentioned Wout van Aert. How upset are you to see him leave the race, and how does his absence change the race for today?
Yeah, it's never nice to see any of the riders leaving Vuelta for any reason, but he doesn't deserve another crash, another nasty crash, and leaving because of this. He was super strong, he was enjoying it, and he was just doing his best for the team as for himself. So it's never nice, but I think, for example, today it affects a lot, because they were the big team to control the race always, and they had the manpower also to control. So we will see if it will change something today.
Thank you.